I nullified the entire registration of firearms and said, let's do it afresh so that we can know who actually is selling firearms in the country, who is licensed to carry firearms, and whether or not we are following the law. I did not write a new law. I simply went to the act as it is, and I said, let us go down the act. The act requires that for you to be licensed to carry a gun, you must qualify this. Is everyone who is licensed to carry a gun in this country obedient to these particular provisions? The answer is no. We actually cancelled so many licenses. But you see, people will always resist, especially those who have been doing illegal activities. I reduced the people who are selling guns in this country by over 80% by that act alone, because many did not qualify. So what is their result? They will go to court. And they go and say, oh, the minister is being this. And I say, let us patiently follow the court. And the court initially ends up reading the law, reads the decision I've taken, and says the minister is right. 11 times the court said that the minister is right. So when people say you defied this, which one? So let us always be guided by fact and the truth, and look at how things are going.
No problem. Thank you so much for that clarification. We shall resume after a short break, Mheshimiwa. I know there's the thorny issue of deportation of Miguna, which happened during your tenure. And of course, we'll delve into the issue of your plan for the region. The region is known for blue economy, sugarcane farming. What plans do you have for the region?
I'm very happy to discuss anything you like me to discuss. I am a public person. I have to be fully 100% accountable. I am happy to answer any question you ask me to answer. Those I know, I will give you the answers. Those I don't know, I'll also be honest enough and tell you I don't know.
Maybe before we hang up the microphone, one thing that people seem to characterize you with is that Dr. Matiang'I is a bully, an authoritarian, a dictator.
Who, you know, the question is, when you...
Has anybody ever asked you about this?
Frankly, nobody asks me that. I hear somebody making this comment here or there. And you know, the question is, I ask this question. You know, I would say personally that I'm probably, you know, one of the most successful ministers in this country. I never wrote a new law in the things that I you know, people never step back and answer this question. And this is why I keep saying all the time, let's inform ourselves before we go into debates on issue. I never wrote any new law. Even when actually we drove very radical changes in the education sector to clean up the education sector, we didn't even write any new law. We didn't go to Parliament to write a law and demand ask Parliament to amend this law, amend that law.
So we have adequate laws. Implemented. We have adequate laws.
Exactly.
But wrong people to implement them.
A lot of people are compromised. You know, because when you are compromised, there's nothing you can do. When you are not, you see, for example, if I was a compromised minister, I wouldn't clean up the small arms sector the way I did. And yet you see, those people, the people who sell bundukis, are people who they have money. They're well connected and so on. So to stand up to them and tell them, this is what the law says, for you to be licensed to sell guns in Kenya, so that, you know, a private citizen can apply for a pistol and get it, this is what you need to have. If you don't have it, goodbye. And I removed almost 80% of the people who are selling small guns.
So Dr. Matiang'I is a stickler of the law.
I obey the law, that's all. I am all about the law, nothing else. Mimi ni mtu wa sheria tu.
Asante sana. Asante sana Nyakwara Mugajwang, tutaikatiza hapo kidogo. Angalau tupate taarifa ya habari ya saa 3 asubuhi. Wabro yudo weche manyene yo machuok kod Vincent Otieno studio mara Mogi FM Manarobi Kanya Kwara Mugajwang. Kain gi penjo mora kawaduogo Dr. Matiang'I bro lero ni to en gi paro mane e wach mar blue economy, mano fisheries nitie, wan gi minerals gwenge mag Nyanza, bende wan gi weche mag pur mar niang makelno sukari, cotton kod mamoko. En gi paro mane. To penjo machielo kama bende ng'eni jibiro penjo ni to nyalo bedo ni en mana ng'ama idhiro project mar jatend piny machon Uhuru Kenyatta mago te biro ni bang' kinde manokende bed mana kete kama en Ramogi FM kar chunjalo nyinga en VOJ.